Live from the 409, Ashley Elam and Mike Canizales. 409 Sports Blitz on 12 News. Brought to you by Leak Sealers and 5 Point Credit Union.
Hello and welcome to the 409 Sports Blitz. We are out here in Winnie. That's right, it's the Rice Bowl.
Yes, sir.
And the game's still going on. There's about 23 seconds left, but it's been a shootout of sorts. This game going back and forth. We're not really back and forth. One team took a really big lead.
It was at first.
And it's just gone final, by the way. But let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights. It is our game of the week. Pick things up early on, and yes, Hamshire-Fannett is looking for back-to-back wins in the Rice Bowl. Opening drive, third and long, Deontay Zeno to Colin Dorsey in traffic, and what a grab! Longhorns grabbing that early momentum. Then that leads to Eddie Melendez, 41-yard field goal. It's 3-0 Horns. East Chambers, though, you knew they would respond, and they respond in a big way. Here comes Braden Guillory. Guillory's to the outside, down the sideline. He's got a chance. Coming into your living room before he is taken out of bounds at the 16-yard line. One play later, the handoff goes to who else? EC3.
Ernest Caesar
the third. That's right, 16-yard touchdown, and it is 7-3 at this point. But Hamshire-Fannett's going to come right back at you. Zeno scrambles, going to find Austin Baker, and that is a big catch there for the Horns inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line, setting up Keegan Heckerman, keeper, and what a heck of a run there. He's into the end zone, and guess what? Hamshire-Fannett's back on top, 10-7. Second quarter action, though. You know, Jacoby Peralt, his old man was a pretty good running back at P&G.
Yes, he
Showing
was.
off those wheels before he takes it out of bounds for the big first down. That's going to set up Ernest Caesar the third. 14-10 East Chambers at this point. But wait, there's more. Ernest Caesar the third.
I hope Southeast Texas put him on his fantasy team this week, sir.
I'm gonna nominate him for Player of the Week. I can tell you that for the state. Another touchdown, and the route is on. Here comes Guillory with a short score, 35-17 at this point, and it has just gone final just seconds ago. Just seconds ago, I can tell you now, 49-39 is your final. East Chambers, it has just gone final. They have won the Rice Bowl.
Alrighty, Ashley Elam, I'll tell you what, while you were here, I took a camera out to Vidor to watch none other than the Pirates' Jeff Matthews season opener at Pirates Stadium against Brazosport. Vidor up 7-0, but here comes the exporters, carrying Goyas, the slant, the catch, first down, Pablo Marin. Then it's Goins calling his own number, and we're all tied at 7. Exporters, they'll get it back. Goins rolls to his right, being chased, gets away from one defender, dancing, setting up space. There goes Carrion. Add that to the highlight reel. First down, Exporters. Couple plays later, Goyas rolls to his right again, going deep. Give me the loot. Touchdown, Marion. Exporters take the lead. Don't worry, Jeff Matthews. Have a Coke and a smile. Back come the Pirates.
A Coke sounds great right now.
It sounds wonderful right now. That is Trenton Kahn. He'll get the carry. He'll find some running room. First down, Pirates. And if you've never heard of the name Quentin Root, Ashley, get to. Root is
I know his grandma. She was our music teacher at Taft Elementary.
Yes, she was. Hey, that is a fun fact and a history lesson. Root there is going to take it off. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Vidor. They're going to get the win here, 26-20 on the big board, as you see.
Fun fact, too, Exporters was the name of the minor league baseball team here in Beaumont in the early 1940s and 50s.
Now, I would expect you, and probably only you, to know that at this very
Hey,
exact
I've
moment.
always wanted to get me a Beaumont Exporters jersey. I can tell you they're a little out of my price range. So, hey, Paul Bergen, I know you're watching. If you want to give me a raise, Exporters jersey. Anyway.
I need a raise, too. What about the Golden Gators, though?
The Golden Gators.
Oh, the Golden Gators.
Eating steak and taters. Another big game was going on tonight, another rivalry game, but it's been a one-sided rivalry game. It's the Battle of Village Creek. We like to call it the battle for the paddle. And there was a paddle involved tonight, and unfortunately it was taken to Lumberton, and Silsby was looking tough. Malik Jones, there goes that man. Touchdown, Tigers. 22-0. Go Tigers. But here comes Lumberton on the other end. They can throw the ball around a little bit. You know, Coach Babin told me, you know what, we're out of this whole slot T, wing T thing. We're going to sling it. And there's Drake Boykin finding Nate Stapleton before he is corralled by a couple of Tiger defenders there. Boykin now calling his own number. Lots of traffic there.
Yes, sir.
Looking like a pinball bouncing his way around there.
Bettis.
Then how about Boykin to Hunter Fesco? Not a lot of room there. Oh boy, he's in trouble. Taken down by that Tiger defense. Then Quincy Kelly Jr. Oh boy, he's got the catch here and he's got himself a chance inside the 10-yard line as we go to the final. This one all Silsbee all the time. They roll in this one 56-14. The paddle will stay in Silsbee.
Why am I not surprised by how Silsbee bounced back?
When you say bounce back, remember folks,
we got to remember, yes.
Last week's game against Jasper, they fell behind 20-0. It was a no contest. It did not count in the state record. It shouldn't have.
I felt like it was a bit of a controversy this week. There was a lot of talk.
I got to hold my scripts in and put my earpiece in. Sorry about that. But anyway, a little controversy last week. So Silsbee on the scoreboard was behind 20-14 when they were driving before Lightning moved in. Well, it got out that they lost 20-14. State rankings came out. All of a sudden, Silsbee's out, Jasper's in, and a whole lot of controversy. But
and we got to hear all about it, folks.
Officially, both teams, though, were winless, undefeated, 0-0 going into this week. But you know what? There was some more action going on.
Yes, there was some more action. Let's talk some homecoming here.
Homecoming
here. No, actually, no, I'm sorry about that. That would have been Coleman, though. Woodville hosting Corrigan Camden. Hey, here's a little fun fact, not so fun fact. Bulldogs defense has given up 102 points over the past 2 games. That was DeQuincy Wise stripping the ball and running there for the big gain there.
Fun fact, Corrigan Camden, home of Ray Woodard, the former Lamar football coach.
Chester,
and University of Texas fame.
There it is, and here we go. Jatavian Taylor here is going to take it down 12 yards here for the first down. Then, no, I'm sorry, that would have been Darius Bean here on the quarterback keeper. He's going to sit up there for 1st and goal. And then the Corrigan defense, they're going to step it up here to keep Woodville out of the end zone. However, Woodville's defense would bounce right back. That's going to be Caden Williams in the backfield, rushing Morgan Rayburn there. Woodville, they just keep on rolling. Let's go to the big board. Fly, Eagles, fly. They're going to take this one.
Throw your dubs up.
Yes, sirree.
Go to the final here.
48-7.
That's right. Big win there for Woodville over Corrigan Camden.
Look at that man run.
48-7. Corrigan Camden usually is a power, and they have been powerless so far through the season. Talk about another power, a small school power. Talking about the Tenaha Tigers, I can tell you, over the past few years, this team has made trips to the state championship multiple times. Taking on Coons tonight, we're going to pick things up. 28-0, Tenaha, blocked field goal, and there goes Jeremy Patton. And see you later. Big-time football being played by those boys out of East Texas. Tenaha knows how to bring it, and they were bringing it tonight. And it's 35-0 after that. Now, Jordan Reese showing off that defense. Nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. Koontz, keep your heads up. This is what you want to become in the future because this is a really good team. Octavian Giles with a tackle for the loss there. And yep, all Tenaha on this one as we go to the final. Tenaha rolls in this one a shutout, 49-0. Like I'm telling you, Koontz, that's the type of program you're working to become, and there's a chance to get there if you keep working hard. So don't put your heads down.
A lot of high-scoring affairs tonight so far.
Lots of points. Lots of points. It was just nice, first of all, to be out here, and it's not raining. It's very windy.
Very windy. We
as you see us grab our scripts and all kind of craziness. But so far, so good. Yep. No rain. I did have a notification saying rain in the area.
Let's hope not now.
Hopefully not.
We have no tent under us.
It's all right.
My hair might be able to hold some of it up, though.
With that in mind,
yes.
We've hit our first time out. So it's time to take a look at our 409 Sports Blitz Band of the Week, the East Chambers Buccaneer Band. And welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz. The Rice Bowl actually moving over to Winnie, I should say.
Yes.
Hamshire-Fannett won it last year. East Chambers just winning it just now, 49-39. You might notice we have masks. That's because we have a coach walking our way. He's going to be joining us here in a little bit. Not right now. Next segment, Coach Sutherland will be joining us. But tonight, there was a huge game up in the Piney Woods.
Big game.
Unfortunately, COVID canceled Kirbyville and Newton. Newton had to find a replacement, so they called on that old rival. We're talking about those Jasper Bulldogs, and let's take you out to Bulldog Stadium. These two used to play every year, but they haven't played since 2007. And it was a packed house for this one at 50% capacity, though. So here we go. DeAnthony Gatson with the handoff. He is rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. He's not falling, though. He's in the end zone. 13-yard touchdown, and Newton takes the early lead over those Jasper Bulldogs. But here comes Carl Limbrick. 10-yard score, and all of a sudden, Jasper has jumped out on front. Coach Johnston not liking that. Here comes Limbrick again, and are you kidding me? It's 29-8 Jasper leading those Newton Eagles.
That's a bad man.
Bad man. But here comes Newton. Blade, Salou, fumble, but he's going to keep it himself. No turnover, no diggity, no doubts. Elijah Cooper now is going to find it. Trina Swash, Lamont Hunt crushing them there at the end. Big hit. Some bad things happening here, though. A little exchange issue. Bad snap. It's going the other way. Oh, boy. And Newton recovers. That's going to set this up. DeAnthony Gatson, touchdown, Eagles, and it's a 36-14 game. Newton is trailing in this one. Jasper is not nearly done. And when I say not nearly done, the Dogs are for real, folks. Number 6 in the state in 4A Division II. Touchdown to Micah Pickering. Look at the final, Mike. Just look at this final.
I just want to say that
Jasper has beaten Newton 71-20. 71-20. Jasper beats Newton tonight.
They put up 71 points. Just so Southeast Texas knows, I picked Jasper tonight.
I picked Newton. I thought it'd be a closer game. I had faith in the Eagles. I think Newton will be a good team.
Yeah, they're going to be fine.
But Jasper is proving that they're explosive. They jumped out 20-0 on Silsbee last week, and then they put 71 points on the board this week. That's pretty unbelievable.
No, they are definitely a force to be reckoned with. You know who else is a force to be reckoned with?
That?
Coleman-Hill.
How about them Coleman-Hill Bulldogs?
Coleman-Hill, homecoming tonight over in Coleman-Hill. They did struggle a bit last week with Warren's JV team, but hey, look, they got the win.
They got the job done, Mike.
Yes, they did. Doable up first here. Cade Watson on the first play of the game. He's going to take it all the way down to the 10. Things started early. Then Watson on the keeper. He's going to take it to the house for 6. Bulldogs trying to get something going now. Here comes Jordan. No, that won't be Jordan James yet.
No?
KBMT's Jordan James for that Jasper. This is Jordan James, though. Bob on the snap. He gets hit in the backfield by Ryan Bland. Pirates get the ball back, but the Bulldogs D comes up big here on 4th and goal. Coleman-Hill is going to roll in this one. Let's see that big board. Bulldogs over the Pirates 38-6. No, wait. Okay, did we have a Deweyville 38-6? I apologize about that.
Yes, Deweyville.
Okay,
Deweyville takes that one.
Deweyville takes this one.
All right, let's go now. Moving along. Warren taking on another tough opponent, that is. That's Brian Babin. Let's get things started here, though. Congressman Brian Babin was on hand to present Principal of Warren with the flag in honor of the former announcer Mike Patty. A long-time announcer there. Here comes those Warren Warriors through the stands, taking on West Hardin tonight. And that is a big boy, Luke Wisnott, with a big-time 45-yard run. Do not get in that man's way.
That looks like Mike Allstott.
Kagan Freeman, he's wanting to get in on the action. Here's coming up with a sack. Remember, Warren took Evadale to the woodshed last week.
Yes, they did.
They're not messing around with West Hardin in this one either. More Keegan Freeman with another sack. That man's packing lunches everywhere tonight. Sack lunches for everyone. Then Luke Wisnott. You know, I'm kind of digging the bands on the track. I'm not going to lie.
I'm digging that. Hey, the band's on the field.
The band's almost on the field.
Yeah.
Wisnott takes it in for 2 yards out. And this one is all Warren. Again, the Warriors are 2-0. 41-0.
Great season so far by the Warriors.
That's right.
Well, Ashley, Evadale hosting Lumberton's JV squad yesterday. And you know what? Despite the rumors, there was no bronze statue of our very own Kelsey Johnson at Rebel
How
Field.
can this be?
Right? Even though, wasting no time, get it on the scoreboard. Chase Smith is going to roll to his right, look and find Tyler Ferguson. Get off me! Still on his feet. Don't stand on the tracks when the F train is coming through. Rebels up only 6, though, due to a missed extra point. Back come the Raiders. Ty Hampshire calling his own number, battling up the middle for the touchdown. Raiders miss the extra point, and we're all tied at 6. But here comes the Rebels. Tom Bowles. We know he has the speed, but does he have the juice, Ash? Mama,
I think he does.
There goes that man. After missing the 2-point conversion, Rebels up 12-6. Bowles trying to get something going for his team, completes it to Faustino Galvin, still on his feet, shoves Trenton Lyles out of the way, and actually this might be the play of the week, busting it down the sidelines, and he could go almost all the way. Raiders unable to put points
That's definitely
on
a
the
top
board.
5 play this week.
Yes, sir, it is. Even though it gets the ball back, but aloha also means goodbye. Preston Birkin takes it in
goodbye.
for the pick 6, but guess what? They can't convert on the 2-point conversion, and we're all tied at 12. Couple possessions later, Evadell in the red zone. Nathan Engelman, no diggity, no doubt. And yes, I just squeaked. I am losing my voice now. And you know what time it is, Ashley? Party time at Chuck's Barbecues and Burgers. Wear a mask. Charge to Kelsey Johnson. Evadell wins this one.
That's right.
26-12.
Kelsey does have a tab over there. Other scores from tonight in the area. Up in Buena, Hardin Jefferson taking on those Cougars, and the Hawks are in the win column.
Yes, sir.
They win it tonight,
Slot T.
25-8. Other scores from this evening around the area. We got some full scoreboards. Danbury taking care of Holt Azetta 27-14. Cushing all over Burkeville 62-0.
And in other scores as well, High Island. They're going to fall once again, this time to Louise, 34-0. And then we were talking about Chester earlier, whether or not, they're going to pull this one out. Texas Christian, though, takes this one 48-24.
And with that, you have a 2-game lead in the Blitz picks.
I told you.
I never trailed you last year.
I said earlier today that, hey, you know what? It's time for the student to teach the teacher. I was going to take a 2-game lead. What can I say?
I'm just going to say this. Enjoy your lead, because I'm coming.
Yeah. Back
With
from
that,
about 2 games back.
You notice we have our mask on, which means when we come back, we're going to talk to the winning coach, Russ Sutherland, who's using our furniture here. I don't blame him. He's had a busy night.
Might as well, right?
That's right.
Heck
He's
of a
also
night.
laughing at us, our scripts fly away. We'll have more coming up after the break here on the 409 Sports Blitz. welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz. What a night it has been. Things feel way normal compared to the last couple of weeks. You know, we had a hurricane 2 weeks ago. Last week we had a monsoon in 2 places. But this week, we just have the wind. We'll take the wind. That's no problem. And we'll also take some rice, please. As in the Rice Bowl.
I can't believe, and we forgot to pick up the rice because the winning coach was supposed to get a nice bag.
I know somebody said they were going to stop by Market Basket here and pick up some rice.
Well, you know what? My GPS failed me, and next thing you know,
it's on the road to the stadium.
It took me the wrong direction for whatever reason.
Anyway, with that,
very disappointing.
Let's take a look at the highlights of the game of the week. And Hamshire-Fannett, they were looking for back-to-back wins in this Rice Bowl. It was the 47th edition. To pick things up here, 3rd and long, Deontay Zeno. This kid can sling it. Going deep to Colin Dorsey, who's making the grab in traffic. That was a big-time catch. You can feel some momentum. Defense would tighten up, and they would have to settle for a field goal. Eddie Melendez, 41 yards. Solid leg there. 3-0. But EC's got an offense that just keeps on going. Braden Guillory, talked to this guy earlier this week. His mama wanted to see his interview, I can tell you that. She messaged us, I'm sorry, it took me a little while to get up there, but he was a great kid, great interview, and that's a great run. Big first down for the Buccaneers. That will set up Ernest Caesar III. He is in there, 16 yards, and it's 7-3 Bucks. Hamshire-Fannett, though, they would answer. They came right back at him. Zeno, he's going to scramble. Taking in this one to Austin Baker. Big catch. He is in scoring position. And they're going to set this up for Keegan Heckerman. And that was a heck of a run through traffic. It's a keeper. It's a touchdown. It is a 10-7 lead for the Horns. After that, all Buccaneers all the time. Jacoby Perrault, I graduated with his dad. And he ran the ball like that. We're in the purple and white. A PNG, look at just tiptoeing out of bounds there. Nice job. Now it's going to be Ernest Caesar again. 14-10, EC3 for EC. Then how about Ernest Caesar again? He cannot be stopped. It cannot be denied. And he's in for the touchdown. More from the Buccaneers. This is really, they were just pulling away. Guillory is in the end zone. 35-17 at the half, and your final out here in Winnie, 49-39. And look at us, we got our mask on now.
Right?
We are practicing the procedures that we are supposed to. My mask is a little messed up, but it's okay. We're here with Coach Russ Sutherland. You know, last year was a heartbreaker in how it ended. Tonight, it started off back and forth, and then y'all went to a different level.
Well, you know, in these rivalry games, the kids really get up to play them, and Hampshire has a very fine football team, but our guys came to play tonight also.
Now, I'm not the Debbie Downer or anything like that. I'm just sitting here and I'm watching the game, and I know early on you have to be a little concerned about your secondary and how they were able to get that deep ball working.
Yeah, I mean, I think 4 or 5 times we had them in 3rd and long, and they converted. I think they converted 4 of them. And we sacked him for a huge loss, only to get a face mask penalty. So 5 3rd and longs were converted. So that was the down that was really killing us. And but our guys, you know, they hung in there, and you know, we went up 35-17 at half.
Coach, once again, that offense looked explosive out there. Just chat us up about how special is Ernest Caesar III?
Well, he's special. He's a 4-year starter for us.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he was co-MVP of the district last year. He can do a lot of things for us. He's a great runner. He's good catching the ball out of the backfield, and when he gets in the open field, he's hard to get a handle on.
What did you see this week as compared to last week that you felt overall was a great improvement?
Well, I mean, we knew that the intensity level was going to be very high with Hampshire, and the kids know each other, and we're 5 miles apart. I was just hoping we didn't come out too geeked up and, you know, and not be able to execute. But our execution was fine offensively.
You know, this year's a little different because in the rivalry, you know, I talked the same thing, Coach Wagner over at Hamshire-Fannett. There's usually so many distractions this week. You know, there's usually Hick Day and all kind of things like this. It's a fun week. It's great. I mean, they drive the tractors to school, things like that. But with, you know, virtual learning going on a lot and, you know, the kids aren't on campus, Did it feel like there was a lot less distractions?
Yes, it really did. I mean, there's no pep rallies. There's no driving tractors to school. It had a different feel to it.
It did, and it has a different feel wearing this mask. You know, we're all trying to do our best to make sure the kids have a season, but how weird is this?
Yeah, between COVID and then the hurricane last week and virtual learning, it's just been a very strange year thus far.
Coach, defensively, what did you see as compared to last week to this week as well, too?
Well, I mean, it got at the end of the game, we were giving up way too much. We gave up a few scores in the fourth quarter that we're not happy with. But overall, our defense did do some good things. They're a very explosive offensive team. I mean, they have some weapons. They have two good quarterbacks and a nice scheme. They do a really good job coaching the scheme over there. So we knew it was not going to be easy to slow them down. But, at the end of the day, we just needed to get more points than them.
And that's all that matters. You got to win. We're going to give you the elbow bump because,
Great victory, Coach. So we don't have any rice for you.
Somebody forgot the rice.
Because
his GPS, we know how close Market Basket is to here.
It took me the wrong way.
Anyways.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thanks so much.
Best of luck. Thank you, Coach.
Now it is time to go to some more highlights, and we are talking about the hit of the week, and it comes from our game of the week. Caleb Chandler focuses in on who else? Ernest Caesar out of the backfield, and usually Caesar's got to move. He had nowhere to go here, though. Look at Chandler lowering the boom. One more time. Caleb Chandler coming up to stop EC3. Yahtzee! That is our hit of the week. And welcome back to the 409 Sports Blitz, where they left some of the lights on for us because head coach, athletic director, Russ Sutherland, he has that pull. We appreciate him stopping by. As his East Chambers Buccaneers, they won it over Hamshire-Fannett 49-39 to take home the 47th edition of the Rice Bowl. You know, that series is now only separated by one game.
God, it's crazy.
With Hamshire-Fannett leading it by just one single game at this point. It's crazy they've played this long since the 60s. I believe 1961. They stopped playing for a few years, but the whole series is separated by one. That's got to be, honestly, that's the closest series in Southeast Texas.
I was saying, over the past few years, East Chambers on paper definitely had the better team.
Right.
But Hamshire-Fannett, they won 2 of the last 3, and then all of a sudden, man, I'll tell you what.
And that program's getting a lot better.
Yes, they are.
Now, this is the segment we like to talk a little bit about the social media that goes across Southeast Texas. Social media really drives sports right now. And we ask you, when you go out on Friday nights, we know it's going to take a little while to get back into practice. Use the hashtag 409 Sports. That way we can find it. So tonight we're going to show off some of our own tweets. Jordan James, today, those are the Lumberton cheerleaders with their 9/11 tribute. Very touching out there. Ben, look at him out there. Our
very own Ben Parson, home side stands, already full to capacity over in Warren.
Hey, that's me. I was on the sidelines there with following. That's just my iPhone. It's got a good zoom. I was not in the box.
I need a new phone.
Letting you know, I was standing outside. Also, Congress Babin at Warren's game.
How big was that for them?
Presenting them a flag there to remember longtime announcer.
Look at this guy here. Looks very familiar. Yes, it was Friday Night Lights. And how about a big victory there for Jeff Matthews?
Great victory there. It was 20-20 late, so it had to come down to final seconds, if not overtime. If you want to know, 409 Sports, we put all the scores out there as well, and Cushing was leading that one, 36-0. This is what we're telling you, though. Hashtag 409 Sports, and you're going to be seen on TV. Jordan Williams out there today. Hey, Silsby taking care of business, 22-0 over those Lumberton Raiders.
And that's without Antonius Arline as well, too.
Justin Kelm.
Our very own, I would say our very own Justin Kelm, but it is not. God bless him, man. We love that guy, man.
He really does. He tags us in everything. He keeps us informed about those West Hardin Oilers all the time.
Saratoga.
Appreciate it, Justin. And how about, East Chambers and Hamshire-Fannett going back and forth all night?
And of course, once again, the Vider Pirates, they did their thing. Quentin Root, he was a transfer out of P&G.
He was.
Very familiar
face. He went to Vider, went to P&G, came back to Vider, and it's worked out for him. Let's talk a little bit about Quentin Root, because we're now back to Jordan James there with his tweet from earlier. Quentin Root, as we mentioned, Miss Root from Taft Elementary was my music teacher. That's where I get my great musical voice that Paul Bergen does not let me use on air. He's told us not to sing. Well, he actually told you not to sing.
The last time I did sing, he was like, Mike, I'm kind of doing my Paul voice here. He's like, don't ever sing again. But you know what? The kids love it. The families love it. I tell you what, whenever we go out and we're always out in the community. We're always getting the pulse of the community.
We love
Every
to go out in
time
the
I'm
community.
going out there, I always say, Mike, we love you. We love Ashley. What are you guys going to say next? I always want to know what we're going to say next.
We have no idea.
Yesterday at Ebedell. We don't even know half the time.
We're
just winging it.
Also, we want to thank the people, that have been working with us, because there are so many COVID procedures and things like that we're dealing with up in Silsby. I mean, they're following it to the T. So we had to go pick up a sideline pass for our main man, Derry Shiloh, behind the camera.
Shout out to Derry.
Always
in those stands, get those
we went there,
shots.
and guess what? Those ladies were so nice.
Yes,
we took pictures with them today.
We did.
We all had our mask on.
Where are our pictures, by the way?
We want to see those.
We want to see those pictures.
We're all masked men.
And use the hashtag 409 Sports.
That's right. So next week, when you're back out at the games, hashtag 409 Sports. And this is all about you, this segment. We're going to have more after the break, but right now it is time for the play of the week. And guess what? The play of the week also coming back from the game of the week. And this was a big-time momentum setter early on for Hamshire-Fannett. Deontay Zeno, by the way, I just looked it up. He's a freshman going deep to Colin Dorsey. That man is making a big grab in traffic. That would lead to a 41-yard field goal. Hamshire-Fannett took the lead. East Chambers gets the win. But that right there is your play of the week. Hello and welcome back to a beautiful, breezy Buccaneer Stadium.
A little humid, though.
Yeah.
But, you know what? We're not going to complain. After what happened last week and how bad we looked, my hair looked terrible.
It's unbelievable because, I looked at you and pull this out of my ear. I'm getting reverse audio right now in my ear. And I'm hearing myself talk.
Got you, sir.
And nobody wants to hear that. I'm talking about myself here. Now, it's time to talk about next week games.
Yes, sir.
Because, by the way,
big one.
Every week, though, the schedule is up in the air. We either have weather or we have COVID to deal with, and hopefully we have neither. I had talked to Coach Drew Johnson, at least through text, while we were eating at Tia Juanita's earlier today.
Great. Oh, we should have never probably even eaten them.
No, God,
it was so
stuffed.
bad. Oh.
No, it was good.
It was great. It was great, but don't get us wrong. It was fantastic. However, we felt bad when we came back, though.
That's right. But Newton, they will be taking on West Orange Stark at this time. They say the Mustangs will be ready to play. And it's week 4, and that would be the first time West Orange Stark takes the field, and they're still holding on to that number 3 state ranking, and those kids are ready to go out there at West Orange.
Christmas came early for all of us here. Newton, they're going to want to battle back. I mean, after, that defense let up 70 points.
Yep.
Whew.
Now, the last team that beat West Orange Stark in a state championship was Pleasant Grove. And the Hawks are ranked number 2. They're coming off of another state championship, and Silsbee is going to go up to Carthage and the beautiful Taj Mahal Stadium they have up there that the Bulldogs play in to take on Pleasant Grove in a neutral site game. And Silsbee blew the doors off Lumberton tonight. Competition level is going to step up against Pleasant Grove, and that's when I think we're really going to find out what the Tigers are made of.
I think they'll be just fine there. Vider, look at that, taking on Bay City. They're going to look for their second victory of the season. Then you have Buna, Orangeville, Slot T.
Slot T Mafia, that's what it's all about there. And, Buna Orangefield is one of those rivalries that you don't really think of. Those teams have been playing forever, either in the same district or even as non-district opponents, but they don't like each other. I can tell you that. I was even at a volleyball game earlier this year.
Yes, you were.
And Orangefield and Buna, they were kind of getting into it. I welcome that. It's a good, clean rivalry.
Feisty. I like that. I like that there.
But that's what we're looking at next week. Until then, goodbye from Winnie Buccaneer Stadium. I'm Ashley Elam.
And real fast, shout out to my parents. It is their 44th wedding anniversary. How in the world did my mom put up with my dad all those years? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Love you guys.
Here's your gift, the band of the week.